share a short video today on how I care for my dahlias over the winter, or how I winter over my dahlias. I keep them in a red onion potato bag, which I'll show you in a second. And one of the things that I learned over the time now is I've had dahlias for a while, even though we've converted over to a flower farm in general. So dahlias have been something that I've been growing for a few years now because of my wife Alyssa's favorite flower. And so it's just become something that we've specialized in because I've learned how to kind of grow the dinner plate dahlias. I moved into the globe dahlias this year as well. And so I have a good grasp on how to grow them, keep them, keep the blooms full and big and looking good. I have struggled with wintering them over. I've kept them in different places in the past. I've decided to keep them this year in the garage that's attached to the house. One, because it stays a little warmer in here. The heat from the house radiates in, obviously. And also it's set into the ground a little bit, so it gives you a little bit more warmth than maybe the normal garage that's out there that's exposed a little more to the weather. The other thing is I did a lot of research, and what I found is I had never been keeping them like wet or damp over the winter. Now, you're not supposed to keep them to the point where they're wet all the time or damp all the time. But one of the issues that I found in the past was they were essentially drying out and shriveling up, and then they're just no good anymore. I've been watching them and keeping them damp over the last few months that I took them out, and I'm seeing a lot less drying up and shriveling up now because of the method that I'm using right now. So it's something that maybe you can try. Maybe you try a bag of them or something like that. If you have a few, you can try a few with it. I've seen some other methods. This seems to be working for me now. Now, next year, what I'm going to try to do is actually winter them over out in the soil. But that'll be an experiment that you guys will see. I promise you. But I just want to show you what I do, how I kind of keep them, and how I keep them watered. So essentially what I'll do is I'm going to take them outside. I'm going to take a watering bucket or a watering can and basically just water them like I'd be watering plants in the bags. I'll flip them over, do it again, and then I'll just let them essentially dry out outside, then bring them back inside. But I'll show you how I do it. I'll show you how I have them right now. So as you can see, I just have them in red inside the garage against the wall. Actually, that's the house wall, and in red onion potato bags. So I'm going to take it outside. I'm going to show you how I do it outside, and then we'll be good to go. So this is a real simplistic approach. I try to keep it simple. It makes life a little bit easier that way. So what I essentially do is just take a watering can or bucket water and basically just water them like I'm watering a plant. And what I've found is this is really keeping them. I mean, they've been like this for a few months now. Obviously, I pulled them out in November, and it's been keeping them damp enough that they're not drying out, and that's the biggest thing. And Junior's just trying to get some water. I'm not soaking them to the point where they're so wet that they, they won't dry out. But at the same time, they're getting enough water that they can kind of soak it up a little bit and stay damp enough that there's nothing wrong. Now, obviously, I flip these all over, and then I just do it again on the other side. And then what I'll do is I'll just leave these out and let them dry out a little bit, and then put them back in the garage. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you click subscribe. Make sure that you like all our social media. And I really appreciate you guys watching and learning something from me. And I'll try to help you guys out with some more tips and tricks of stuff that I do with my plants and my flowers.